Chris Fernari here for Brewbound, and I'm at the 2019 Craft Brewers Conference in Denver, Colorado. As always, walking the show floor and asking attendees for their thoughts on the state of the industry. Here's what we know. There's over 7,300 craft breweries in the United States. Rotation Nation makes it difficult to stay on tap. There's continued consolidation in the middle tier, and a ton of industry headwinds facing the category. So how are craft breweries going to survive and thrive in the years to come? And how are craft brewery owners going to overcome these headwinds? Let's hear what they had to say.
Well, I think you have to focus inward and really find what you can be the best in the world at, and that you can be passionate about, and that you can make a connection with consumers. And so the new products, the new people coming into the industry, they are creating their own excitement. And what you have to do is you have to create that same level of excitement and engagement every day, and you have to be better than ever from a quality standpoint if you want to succeed in this environment.
The market is continuing to be very competitive, and we're sensing that right now as well. I think really it comes down to continuing to innovate, staying true to your principles and who you are, and also re-engaging and digging in deep in your home markets and your home turf. I think that we've thought about expansion and the timing of that if it's right in the current marketplace, and we've diverted a lot of our resources to re-engaging our home base, developing that taproom experience where people can engage with our brand and identify a loyalty to our brand so that when they go out to the stores, they're looking for our brand in the shelves. So it's really digging deeper, reinvesting in our own home turf.
So I think it's pretty daunting for anybody, especially people that are brand new to the beer world. But I think there's two things that they can really focus on that'll give them a little bit of confidence, a little bit of a story, and maybe a little bit of an edge. One is just, faith in your own product. Like, you got to really believe it, especially these days with, as you listed, all those numbers, all those brands, all those SKUs on shelf. Having that story, having the confidence, and being able to relay that to anybody you're working with or looking to work with, and just kind of relaying who you are and what you're about. The second thing is, it's hard to say, it's an easy word, is innovation, but I don't mean innovation as in maybe a new flavor or a new twist. I'm thinking if you have some type of innovation that's going to bring new shoppers in, create a new occasion, bring something new to the table that retail partners on-premise, off-premise, maybe, I don't want to say haven't seen before because there's a lot that they've seen, but just something or some added twist that is going to create that new occasion and bring some people back to beer, or increase the number of people that are drinking it, increase that frequency. I think if you can nail those two areas down, then you got a great head start, more so than maybe a lot of the other people entering in today's world.
There's no doubt it's a tough time and for a lot of brewers, but I took a lot of comfort in just knowing the overall trends of craft continue to be really positive. We continue to get a bigger share of the volume pie and the dollar pie. But I do think with the number of breweries that are coming into the space, we just have to be better and better at what we do. And I think it starts with listening to the consumer. And I think the two big takeaways for us at Monday night are we've got to create experiences both in our tap rooms and in the market that resonate with consumers. And we have to listen to their style preferences and make beers that they really want to drink and that are consistent with the just continuing changes in people's palates and preferences for beer.
Brewers, specifically craft brewers, one of their biggest advantages that they have going for them is that idea of culture and identity. And there's so much that we've seen in terms of local craft brewers are outperforming the total craft segment. So if you're selling 85% or more of your volume in your home state or a home retailer, those brewers are really outperforming. And so that idea of local identity, having an identity, whether that's related to a health and wellness trend. So Sufferfest is a great example of a brand that's really aligned itself to health and wellness trends, and that's how they've created their identity. That's one really easy way for brewers to stay confident in what is emerging to be a market where consumers are trying to make mindful decisions. So helping consumers to do that, whether it's through experiences, what you stand for, your philanthropy, or how you engage with the community. There's a lot you can do to create an identity and add that to the culture and really capitalize on that.
Well, I think the biggest part of doing that is differentiating yourself and having a brand that resonates with people. Right? You want to build brand loyalists in the long run. So I think, through the 70s and 80s and the 90s, we saw a lot of that because there wasn't a lot of brands available. So you saw a lot of brand loyalists. We do run into that still to this day. If you don't have a brand that's going to resonate with your grassroots fans, and I think someone mentioned that yesterday, like they're called fans. Let's treat them as fans. So if you have a brand that doesn't resonate, that you don't have a fan following, you're going to falter. So if you can cultivate the society of your fandom, get them interested in your brand, make your brand relevant, make it relevant to them, make that your brand adds value to their life and their lifestyle, then I think you're gonna overcome that saturation.
It's definitely an intimidating environment that we're in right now, and there is reason to have concern there. But where I see the bright lights here are being able to differentiate ourselves, especially at Seismic. Being able to put ourselves on the platform of sustainability and quality through and through. I think we're able to differentiate ourselves enough where people are taking notice of that, not only within the industry, but also outside of that. And I think we're drawing new consumers that way as well. So for Seismic, it's definitely more of a sustainability and quality piece. Overall, I think if we're able to continually differentiate and innovate as an industry, I don't see us going anywhere anytime soon.
We have seen a tremendous change in the cultural acceptance of alcohol in this country. You can go to barbershops, to libraries, to laundromats, to tap rooms, to zoos and festivals and movies and movie theaters, and you see alcohol out and about. And while we look at this, this general decline of mainstream alcohol, all around us is this expansion of alcohol. So anyone who's in the alcohol beverage business, and in particular anyone who's in the beer business, needs to make absolutely sure that they keep beer front and center. Because beer as a beverage is slowly being pushed off to the side of all this other stuff that's going on. And I think it's everyone's responsibility in the industry to make sure they bring beer back to the center of attention in their breweries, at retail, at the distributorship, and in fact, even when it's out at the movie theater or the laundromat or the barber shop. Let's make beer a little bit more focused and centric. We can do that collectively together.